Hello everyone, this is Skarest bringing you another episode of Skarest on the Brawlers Guild. This will be our rank 2 guide. I apologize about how long it's taking to get this one out. Having to deal with some bugs on the PTR caused me some issues. So we're going to jump right into fight 1 here. We'll be going up against Blat the Blob. Now Blat isn't too difficult overall to handle, once again, especially if you are a pet class. What he's going to do, and I can't tell if it's either time-based or percentage-based, seems to be time-based in my opinion, but he's going to cast Split. Every time he casts Split, he makes an exact copy of himself under the exact same name. You just need to focus on the one that starts off in it. I don't know if you kill one of the other ones, if it will finish the fight, but if you kill the main one, it does finish it. But all the other ones do share the same name, so that could cause a bit of issues if you untarget, though the main one seems a bit bigger. As you can see, fairly quick, fairly easy. No big problem with that particular boss, I guess you want to call them, at all. Now for rank 2, fight number 2, we'll be having a little bit of a different challenge. Pun fully intended, as you'll be able to tell here in a moment. We will be going up against the Leper Gnome Quintet. Now with the Leper Gnomes, that none of them seem to have any special abilities that I was able to see. Instead, you're just going to want to single target, burn them down as quickly as you can. They do seem to hit pretty dang hard. As you can see, my pet's damage is going down, or my pet's health is going down at a pretty quick pace right here. So single target, burn them down. They do have just enough health where doing an AoE may not be a feasible way of doing it. You end up dying before you can actually cause enough total damage to everyone to kill them, whereas a single target, obviously you're going to start off with taking the most damage right away, but as you quickly burn them and get them out of your hair, your damage of course will begin to decrease due to the fact that obviously there's less things beating you. Single target them, burn them down quickly, prepare to pop cooldowns if you're a melee or a non-pet class at the beginning in order to survive. Maybe do a bit of kiting if you happen to be a mage or something of that nature, that way you can keep them off of you. Otherwise, just pop a cooldown to survive until you can burn down 1 or 2 of them and take far less damage overall. Okay, we'll be stepping into fight 3 here now. With fight 3, this is a kind of 2-part fight. We are going to be going up against the boss's name is Fran, but Fran decided to come out on his lovely little mount, Rido. Now each of them have 2 separate moves. Rido is just basically going to be the one that's beating on you and is going to throw a net. When you throw a net, you're obviously captured. Break at it if you really want to, or just sit through the net's time period. It depends on how it's working with the mines that surround you. Unfortunately, I was never focusing on Fran when he cast those mines, so I don't know what the name of that is. But what it's going to do is it's going to lay the minefield around you. You'll notice that there's gaps in the minefield. Get out of the gaps. If you run over the mines, you will set off the explosion. If you sit in there too long, you'll set off the explosion. Not a big deal, since I have my pet in there taking the damage, and AoE damage does not affect pets nearly the same as how it affects everyone else. So it's easy enough for me to deal with it. Any melee or any other type of ranged classes, if you don't have something that can soak the damage that way, you got to take those gaps, get right out of there. That way you don't end up getting exploded on and dying. Fran, during this time, other than casting those, is going to be doing a throw dynamite. Once you put down Rido, Fran starts throwing the dynamite, as you can see, extremely rapidly. It may be a better bet to kill Fran before you're killing Rido. I haven't had a chance to experiment with that yet, especially since if you don't have a tank class or some way to mitigate all the damage you'll be taking, because he's not throwing nearly as much dynamite as me as he is throwing at my pet, as you can see, that may make it a wee bit tricky. So we'll have to play around with that a bit. Maybe a better idea to take Fran down before you take Rido. I don't know what Rido would do if you kill Fran beforehand. Maybe it actually eliminates the whole boss, since Fran's technically the boss. Now we got into our 4th fight here, and we got a little interruption before we get in there, since the last gentleman fighting before me just finished beating a Kama, and we get this lovely little fight with an upset enthusiast. And then a 4th fight, we're going to be against King Kulaka, as I guess how you want to pronounce that. Now, King Kulaka doesn't seem to have any special moves. However, he hits like a truck. So this is going to be a bit of a trickier one for some of the people out there, needless to say. What you're going to end up having to do is you're going to need to kite him. I didn't figure that out right away, but it is something that we do figure out during the fight. So what you're going to want to do here, in my case, I just pulled another pet out. I was trying to keep my pet healed through it, but he's just hitting him so ridiculously hard. You can see there almost 150k, then another 90k, just tearing into him. You're going to want to kite him. The only move that he really does have, as you can see that he's doing there, he does have a speed boost. He is sustainable to, however, stuns, so I'm assuming he is also able to be affected by slowdowns and things of that nature, possibly fear. I didn't try fear on him yet, but you're going to have to kite him. You're going to have to keep running. Be prepared to stun him or stop him somehow when he ends up casting that speed boost so he doesn't chase you down and just end up murdering you. He hits like a truck, so unless you've got the cooldowns, like you got tank cooldowns and you can burn him before he can kill you, you're going to have to kite him. This is an ability that a lot of people have lost, it seems like, over years, but you'll have to pick that up. Well, folks, I do thank you all for watching this Rank 2 guide. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, concerns, anything of that nature, leave them in the comment section or send me a message. Otherwise, folks, I do ask you to go ahead and like and favorite the video and subscribe to the channel. Keep on gaming.